Am I the a-hole for storming out on my date after she mocked me? So I met Layla on a dating app. We chatted for around a week, and it seemed like we really connected. So I eventually asked her out on a date, and she said yes. She's 5 feet 10 inches. And I'm 5 feet 1 inch. It's a huge height difference, I know, but I've seen couples who are a foot apart and dating just fine. I didn't have my height on my profile, and Layla didn't ask about it, so I thought it didn't matter to her much. I booked a reservation at her favorite restaurant and planned to pick her up so we could drive there together. During the drive, I tried to make small talk, complimenting her by saying she looked beautiful and asking about her day, but she kept giving me short answers and was quite cold. At one point, she pulled out her phone, and I noticed she was swiping on Tinder. That hurt a bit, but we weren't necessarily exclusive yet, so I shrugged it off. When we got out of the car and started walking towards the restaurant, Layla stopped me and said she had something to say. She sighed and said, "Why didn't you tell me about how short you were?" Look, I don't mind short guys most of the time, but when I say short, I mean around 5 feet 7 inches or 5 feet 8 inches. You're straight up a midget. I don't mean to sound harsh, but when you look like this, you have to give women at least some type of warning beforehand. It's really unfair. I told her that I was sorry and that I didn't know I should have mentioned it without her asking. That seemed to make her even angrier. Seriously? How do you get this delusional? You thought that I wouldn't mind you being basically half my size. You're cruel for subjecting women to this experience. What were you even thinking? You can't just ignore the fact that we'd look funny together. This made me even sadder. And I was also angry. I told her to leave if she hated how short I was so much, and that I was going to have my dinner alone. She laughed when I said that, saying, "Aren't you even going to drive me back home, little guy?" I didn't respond, and just walked off. I ended up eating alone at the restaurant. So am I the a-hole for storming out on my date after she mocked me?